Long Traveling and Lifestyle channel. I hope you're sticking around. Please subscribe. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed up until today. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the subscribers. I really am grateful for everybody who subscribed, and I hope if you're watching you can subscribe. So just to take off from the previous episode where I got to share about 2 ways in which you can come to Japan for free, I just want to take you through the one way which I mentioned, which is to come here and teach English. So I just want to dive into today's episode and not waste any more time in terms of explaining the JET program. If you don't know, JET program is the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. That's what it stands for. When you hear people saying JET, they just mean the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. So that's what it means. And then what is the purpose of this JET program? JET program aims to internationalize Japan by promoting the mutual understanding between the people of Japan, as I said in my previous episode, and that of other countries. I said the business language is English. It's considered English, so Japan wants their citizens to know English. So the purpose of this is just to get them to a certain level of English. And then in terms of what this program aims to achieve, it aims to enhance the foreign language in Japan, in the country, the foreign language education in Japan. It can start from the younger people, in terms of people who are in primary school, people who are in elementary school. They call it elementary school in Japan, we call it primary school where I come from. Yeah, so from that level, or even the babies from 2 years upwards. I know a lot of programs that are starting even with babies. Yeah, so there is that whole element of teaching people English up until the oldest age. Other people have been saying that they've taught even people who are way above 70 or 80 years of age this English language. And then when did this start? It started way back in 1987 with cooperation from other governments of those participating countries that are participating in this Japan Exchange Teaching Program. If you want to know if your country is participating, just go to Google and type JET and then type your country. You will see if it does exist. I'm speaking from a perspective of a South African, and I know a lot of my countrymen and women who are here on this JET program who applied through our in our country through the Japanese embassy in our country. So how this works is that as a participant, you get offered an opportunity to serve at a local authority. Like, for example, you can work in the municipality, but the most popular one, the most common one, is that you come here and teach and be a language assistant, language teacher in a school. It can be like I said already, elementary school, it can be a junior high school, it can be a high school. Yeah, so you get placed as a participant in those kind of areas. Just to explain, within the JET program, guys, there's 3 types of jobs that you can do. The first one is the ALT, the assistant language teacher, and then the second one is the CIR, the coordinator for international relations. The third one is the SEA, which is the sport exchange advisor. So it's not only the ALTs that come here through the JET program. So there's 3 kind of opportunities. In terms of the ALTs, where do you get placed and what are your roles? Where do you get placed is that you get placed in either the local schools. It can be a junior high school, it can be a elementary school or a high school, or you can be placed in the Board of Education. So in terms of Board of Education, I know because we had somebody assigned to our family when our children were in both elementary school and in junior high school. This person was an English interpreter for government. They worked through the JET program. This person came with us everywhere. They would come in our parents' meeting. If teachers want to meet with us and explain something about our children, about the grading program, about what's going on, how are they going to be evaluating them and stuff like that, this person would be with us. I remember during the time our son was graduating from elementary school going to junior high school, this person was with us throughout the whole entire time. She just calls us and say, for this graduation, I'm going to be with you guys. For the entry ceremony as well, I'm going to be with you. She's always there. Whenever we are sitting there as foreign parents, she's always there. So you can come and be employed to do that. Obviously, with this kind of position, you will need to hear or know Japanese, because you can interpret something that you don't know. So, and then the role of the ALTs is that they assist the Japanese teachers of English or Japanese teachers of language, the JTEs or JTLs. So that's the ALTs. And then in terms of duties, what do they get to do on a day-to-day? What I know is that they prepare, they help prepare for the class. Their role is that they are going to be assisting the JTLs or JTEs in terms of teaching their class. So you help prepare for the class. You can prepare teaching material. You can have everything ready for the class. And then the other thing that you will be doing is that, just preparing the material. And then the other thing is that you will be participating in the extracurricular activities. If maybe there's some sport that needs to be done, obviously you'll go to the sport hall. I know with our son, I'm talking from experience, all these things. Also with our children, they were in the elementary school and junior high school, the English teachers will always be there. So even as parents who just want to see how children are doing in terms of sport, we'll always interact with the ALTs that are there. So those are their duties. In terms of the coordinators for international relations, their duties is basically they get placed in the local governments, and then their duties is that they translate and interpret for government officials. With this role as well, you need to know a bit of Japanese, because what are you going to be translating if you can't hear the Japanese in the first place? So the duties of the coordinators for international relations, just to count them, not to miss anything, is that you receive guests from abroad, you edit and produce some pamphlets in English if maybe there's an activity that's happening, and then they also advise and plan international exchange programs, and then they teach English to other government employees and local residents. So there are some duties that also they get to do. And then in terms of the sport exchange advisors, they get placed also in the local governments, and then they do coaching and they promote the internationalization of Japan. Japan participates in a lot of sporting codes in terms of also they recently hosted the Olympics and stuff like that. So as a sport coordinator, you get to participate in terms of you're a professional first of all in the sporting code. And then I know a couple of people also who came through JET program, not a lot of them, but some people that I know, they are the sport coordinators. They do that for the government of Japan. They then teach sport on the ground in terms of language, English. And then their duties is just to train and plan the sport related activities. If maybe there's gonna be some Olympics or even the soccer or something like that. So the sport coordinators are the people that do that. So in terms of the requirements, just on a high level, I just want to mention a lot of people want to apply for this JET program. However, they have questions up front. They're like, what are the requirements? First of all, you need to have a degree. A degree, it's a 4-year degree. If you have done your BA degree, your bachelor's degree in a university, if you're from South Africa, I will talk the language of South Africa university, you have a degree from university, you do qualify. And then if you have done your national diploma and your BTech, then you have a what is considered a 4-year degree, because you have done your 3 years, you have done your 1 year of BTech. So I know that because I myself, I am applying using the very same diploma and the BTech kind of method. Even for my university entrance, that's what got accepted as my 4-year degree. So don't let anybody discourage you with your national diploma and your BTech. Don't let anybody tell you it's only for people who have went to VETS or who have went to other UP or whatever, UCT. You also from University of Technology, if you have your 3 years diploma, national diploma, and your BTech, like me, I'm talking from experience, you will get through the universities abroad in Japan and also you'll get through the JET program. Our the Japanese embassy within our country, they understand this system very well. If you don't believe me, you can call them and ask and say, okay, this is what I have. It's a 3-year national diploma plus a 1-year BTech. So those things, they do qualify as your degree. I do apply both for English teaching jobs, and also I did get into the second best university in the country, in this land, among the 720 something universities, using my national diploma and my BTech. So don't let anybody discourage you. I just wanted to dwell on that. Yeah, the first thing is that you need to have a degree, and then you don't need it doesn't need to be in any specific field in order for you to become a assistant language teacher. It can be in any field. You can have done whatever field that you are within, as long as it's a 4 years degree, then you will be eligible, you will qualify to apply for the JET program. And then the other thing people want to know is that do I have to do the English proficiency test? No, you don't have to, because in South Africa we are considered native English speakers. Even for other universities, by virtue of that, if you can prove that your undergraduate studies were in English, which of course if you take your transcript, they do show that you studied in English. So for JET program, South Africa is considered the native English speaking country, so you don't have to have the English proficiency test. And then the other question is that, do I need to have the TEFL or the TESOL certificate? So the TEFL is the teaching English as a foreign language, and then the TESOL is teaching English to speakers of other languages. Yeah, TESOL. So you don't need, for JET program specifically. For other programs you do need to have that. For JET program, that will be advantageous, however it's not a requirement. So you don't need to have TESOL or TEFL. And then the other thing is that you need to have a teaching experience. No, you don't need to have any teaching experience. I know people who arrived in Japan now, they come straight from university. They were even doing their last years of degree, knowing that by the time they graduate, if they get taken, they will come to Japan. So you don't need any teaching experience. As long as you're passionate, you show that you want to be part of this program, you want to participate in this program, you will definitely be taken without any experience. No, you don't need any experience. And then teaching qualification, as I said, you don't need to have any teacher's qualification for JET program. They just want people who can come and assist in terms of English language. And then where do you apply? In terms of application, you apply through the Japanese embassy within your country. If you're from South Africa, the link below is for you. Please go click that link. You're gonna see all the requirements. It's talking about, as a South African applicant, what do you need and stuff like that. And then if you're from other countries, I encourage you to just go check JET program and then your country, and then you'll find that there's a link for the Japanese embassy within your country if your country participates. And then in there you're going to find the entire thing, the application process and everything. And then in terms of, I just want to mention what's best about the JET program, really, because a lot of people are like, yeah, there's a lot of teaching programs and all this and all that. With the JET program, one of the best things is that I said you don't need the TEFL and the TESL certificates, because those things, they take time, they need money and stuff like that. If you want to have them, yes, you can go ahead and do it. They're easy actually to acquire. You can watch the videos on that. People will tell you how easy it is to acquire them. I know myself, they are easy to acquire. And then the best thing about JET program is you don't need that. And then the second thing is that JET program, actually they take care of a lot of things as compared to other programs. They take care of a lot of things in terms of your flights, in terms of arranging everything for you. By the time you arrive in Japan, even being fetched from airport, even leaving your country, they will book your flight for you, pay for it. Somebody will fetch you from airport, they will place you nicely. Before you arrive here, they assign somebody to help you find a flat, accommodation, set up your cell phone and stuff like that. They do almost the things you need in order for you to settle in Japan. Of course, you're going to change them as time goes by, but as a new person, there's nothing really to worry about. The other thing that I like about JET program that I think is the best is that with JET program, their salaries are among some of the highest paying in Asia. There are others Asian countries that are paying higher, but JET program also is among the highest paying. And I always say to people who are like undermining this kind of things and the salaries and stuff, and I'm like, in South Africa you won't be given 32,000 rands just as a starting salary. So consider something like this. If you're straight from university, instead of sitting at home and being a liability and being, and becoming part of the black tax, texting whoever is supporting you right now, your parents or your elder siblings or whoever, just consider doing something like this. Also, it teaches you to come and be independent. But yeah, the salary is something that you can live on. But also, in my country, I know no one is going to just give you above 30,000 rands just as a starting salary. Of course, after taxes in Japan, your take home will be something like 27,000 rands, and it's worth living on as a single person. Even if you come as a family, I'm sure you can make it work, because in my other videos I'm going to share with you guys how you can get the best accommodation, how you can furnish your home, and all these things you can do them economically. And then the other thing that I like is that there are no agencies involved with the JET program. So you apply through the embassy, so the embassy does everything. So there's no middle person who will rob you of your money, or you'll pay them the admin fees and stuff like that. So that's best actually, because with other programs, I've searched through other programs as well. I know with EPIC and the other programs, you need to pay money. You need to pay some agencies, and they need a lot of money up front. And if you really don't have money, you won't make it. And then the other thing is that their starting costs are very minimal. And this just include you putting your application together. If you need to make photocopies, if you need to go certify your documents, if you need to go maybe get some medical certificates, those are the costs that will be associated with the other JET programs participants. They do list all of them, how much they cost them, but you'll find that is ranging between 1,000 and anything 1,000 to 1,800. It's not a lot of money, guys. I mean, to get you guys into this program, I would consider doing that, considering that you don't have to pay those safety fees that you get to pay with other programs. Yeah, the other thing that I like about them is that, yeah, I did mention the issues of salary, but yeah, in terms of settling in, guys, coming to a foreign country not knowing anybody, not knowing who's going to help you when you get there, it can be frustrating, it can be daunting. But with JET program, you do have somebody. They do assign somebody who will help you do everything. You just arrive into a prepared environment. It might not be something you like, it's something you can change as time goes by, which is good. I mean, there's no way that they are going to know your taste, they are going to know what you like, what you don't like. So you need to reach some point of compromise. And then just to give you guys a warning, just as I spoke about salaries, this program, don't come here thinking you're going to be rich or whatever, unless if you know how to live economically and you know how to stretch your money from the lessons that you've been teaching yourself in terms of saving and investing, then no one is going to help you. And people come here with the wrong impression that by taking up these opportunities, they are going to be rich. This is not a rich, quick, rich, whatever. Actually, the program is not here to make you rich. That 32,000 rands is going to be taxed, and you're going to go home, or in your bank account, you're going to receive 27,000 rands every month. And if you don't know how to save or how to live on a budget, it will mean nothing really. Actually, it depends on us as people to make our lives expensive or as cheap as we want them to be. So if you stick around on this channel, I'm going to take you guys through tips on how to save and budget and make your rents work for you in Japan, or your yen work for you in Japan. Because we live here as a family of 5. We came here with our children, and we've been surviving with whatever money we are getting, and we've been living. I won't say that the money has not been able to cater for us. We are holidaying, we are going places as well. So it depends on you. I would advise you guys, is better, actually that's 27,000 rands is better than 0 rands that you are not getting by just sitting at home with the degree or with the diploma in your BTech, sitting in South Africa waiting on a government that you don't know when are they going to do something about the situation of the economy. And I myself, I really am against people wasting on their life waiting for something that they don't know when is it coming. Because right now, if you ask anybody who's in government, when are they going to do something about the economy, no one knows. And you might just be throwing in applications, getting despondent, getting discouraged, feeling depressed, feeling however, and people are out here living. People from other countries are taking these opportunities. We see them here every day. They are out here living. They are making a living out of whatever situation that they are faced with. And applying through JET program is not a bad idea, according to me.